We're here to talk a little bit about shame, imposter syndrome, all these things that tell us that we can't do things. There's a lot of names for them. And one of the things about these names that occur is that they're often obfuscations or, cover-ups for telling you that your internal feelings are the problem when really it's that we haven't been given a lot of information. It's that systems aren't designed to help us through things. Paperwork is supposed to be something that takes weight off of our backs, but instead we have to fill out things in triplicate before we can even get in the front door. That makes it so that it's really hard for us to even start. And if we fail, if we make one mistake, then it feels like it's all over. The shame makes it so that we can't come back out again. We can't try again. And that's why many of us can't take risks, because if those risks don't work out, that's the end of the game.
Yeah. I feel like that there is this narrative around bootstrapping, personal responsibility. You should have known this already. That really comes with personal finance.
The way that we do these is a know, feel, do structure of like what we need to know, how we feel about it, and what we're going to do about it. And let me let you know something about bootstraps. The definition, the etymology, the beginning of the bootstraps term? It originally meant trying to do something that was impossible. It was based on this book about this guy, Baron von Munchausen, who's like an Indiana Jones type who would get into silly situations. He fell into quicksand and pulled himself out by his hat. Now, colloquially, through the years, it changed from pulling yourself by your hat to pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. It meant something impossible. Now people try to use it as a way to say, I did it, now you could do it. Look at that BS.
Yeah. Well, and let's talk about our feelings around this, right? Because shame is such a huge feeling that makes you feel alone, that makes you feel like you can't come out until you figure it out and you're doing it right. And I think there's true consequences for our financial decisions that make us feel like I should have known better, I did it wrong, I made this mistake. And how do you get out of that, right? What is the fallout of doing that? I feel like that, especially when it comes to finance, there's this idea that you should know it intrinsically, right? Mm-hmm. We're not taught in school. Our parents aren't taught it. They're not teaching us. But for some reason, we're expected to get it right.
Yeah, we invite you to let go of the pressure of doing it the right way, because there isn't a right way.
No such thing.
If anyone tells you that there is a right way and this is the way, they are also succumbing to the pressure of doing it right, because when you do things and they work out for you, when it comes to finances, that's also pressure.
Yeah.
It also stresses you out and leaves you in a place where you're like, I can't experiment, I can't try different things. And if you don't have connection with your peoples, if you're not talking to your community about what's going on, you're not going to know what's working for people and what's not working for people. So what we invite y'all to do about this is find a money buddy. Mm-hmm. Talk to somebody about this. Not just anybody. Find your peers, find mentors, find educators, find family. Talk to all of those people about where you're at with your finances, about what you would like to do, what your hopes and dreams are, and what the steps you're going to take to get there. And it's okay if those steps are wrong.
The best part about having a money buddy is that you can advocate for each other. So it's not that just someone is helping you out with your finances, but you're most likely helping them out with theirs, even if you're just a sounding board, even if you're someone who says, oh my gosh, me too, or yeah, you're not the crazy one.
When we talk about being a financial advocate, even in practical terms, if you've got a bill that you know that there's an overcharge or some problem and you're nervous about calling them up, bring your friend on with you. You can say on the phone, hey, I've got my financial advocate on the line, and they'll, for consent, they'll be like, hey, do you consent to this other person being on the call? And they'll be like, yeah. And then you're good.
Yeah.
You don't have to be an expert. You just got to be in the room, have each other back, and that's how we can do it together.